This is K-Drama Cycle, and today we dive into the moment that shattered the silence, broke the fandom, and reopened a story everyone thought had already ended. This is the night Faye confessed she had waited every night, and the moment Yoko whispered that she still missed her. No one expected it. No one was prepared for it. But once it happened, there was no going back. It begins backstage at an industry event neither of them was originally scheduled to attend. Faye arrived with her team, quiet, composed, and focused on her performance. Yoko entered separately, almost hidden, slipping into the venue through a different door as if she wanted to avoid the crowd. For months, fans had speculated about their relationship, their distance, the space they both seemed to take. But nothing was confirmed. Nothing was denied. They simply moved forward with their careers, carrying their silence like a shield. But that silence was about to crack wide open. The moment everything changed happened after Faye's performance. People cheered, cameras flashed, reporters pressed forward for comments, but Faye slipped away through a side hallway, trying to catch her breath. She thought she was alone. She didn't expect anyone to follow. But someone did. When she turned, she froze, and so did the cameras that caught the first frame. It was Yoko. The moment was electric. The hallway felt too small for the weight of their history. Yoko stepped forward slowly, like someone unsure whether she was welcome. Faye didn't move, but something in her eyes shifted, something soft and familiar, like she had tried so hard to bury her feelings, but they were still there, stubborn, alive, waiting for a chance to breathe. They stood in silence for several seconds, and even without audio, the tension was unmistakable. A staff member walked by and immediately backed away, leaving them with the privacy neither had dared to ask for. Then came the moment that changed everything. The audio leaked later, and the world wasn't ready for what it revealed. Faye's voice was quiet, shaky, as she said, "Every night I waited. Even when I knew I shouldn't. Even when I told myself it was over." The words fell heavy. They weren't planned. They weren't controlled. It was the truth she had buried for too long. Yoko didn't answer right away. She stepped closer, her voice barely above a whisper. And then she said it. "I still miss you." Those 4 words sent shockwaves through the entire fandom. People replayed the clip thousands of times, trying to confirm if they heard correctly. They did. It was real. It was raw. It was something fans had begged to hear but never thought they would. Faye's reaction was the part that tore people apart. She didn't cry. She didn't pull away. She simply closed her eyes, like she was trying to hold in every emotion she had carried alone for months. Then she looked at Yoko with a softness that wasn't anger, wasn't pain, but something deeper. Something like acceptance. The security guard tried to interrupt, but Yoko raised her hand gently, signaling she needed just a moment. And that's when she whispered again, this time softer, "I never stopped thinking about you." Faye's breath caught. The moment was so private, so intimate, fans felt almost guilty watching it, but they couldn't look away. The leaked clip cut off there, but witnesses reported what happened next. Faye reached out first, touching Yoko's wrist, not holding her hand, not pulling her close, just acknowledging the connection they both avoided for too long. Yoko leaned forward, their foreheads almost touching, and even though there were no words, the silence between them said everything. After the event, neither of them went home right away. Reporters spotted them leaving separately but heading in the same direction. A quiet cafe on the edge of the city, known for its privacy, was their destination. They stayed inside for over an hour. No cameras captured what happened behind those doors, but fans speculated endlessly. Maybe they talked. Maybe they cried. Maybe they finally said what they never had the courage to say before. Whatever happened, they left with the same calm expression, but something about them felt different. Something felt lighter. The fandom erupted into chaos. Some celebrated. Some feared they were reopening old wounds. Some insisted this was simply closure. But others felt it was the beginning of something new. The hashtags took over every platform within minutes. Fans posted reactions, edits, theories, timelines, even old interviews that now seemed to hold secret meanings. Yoko's team released no statement. Faye's agency remained silent. That silence only made the emotions louder. 2 days later, Yoko posted a single message on her private social media account, one only close friends could see. But as always, it leaked. The message said, "Some people you don't stop caring about. Distance doesn't erase them." Fans recognized the reference immediately. It matched Faye's own past quote, the one where she said, "When I love someone, it doesn't fade suddenly. It just becomes quiet." Those quiet echoes became the heartbeat of a new wave of speculation. Then came the moment that shocked everyone again. Faye went live on her social media unexpectedly. Her voice was calm, but fans noticed the slight tremble, the way she took a deep breath before speaking. "Some stories," she said, "need time to be understood. Some feelings stay even when you think they are gone." She didn't mention Yoko, but she didn't need to. Everyone knew who she meant. When fans asked if she was okay, she nodded. "I'm okay," she said. "I'm healing. And I'm not alone in that." The comment section exploded. Hours later, Yoko posted a single photo of the night sky with the caption, "Still here." It was enough to break the fandom all over again. People speculated they were reconciling. Others believed they were finding closure. Some insisted they were rebuilding a bond that never fully disappeared. Whatever the truth was, one thing became clear: the connection between Faye and Yoko didn't break. It simply paused. The story continues, because they continue. Quiet messages, matching posts, subtle interactions fans notice instantly. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's destiny giving them a second chance. Whatever comes next, the world now knows the truth behind their silence. They were not strangers drifting apart. They were two people trying to protect something fragile, real, and worth fighting for. The night Faye confessed she waited, and the night Yoko whispered she still missed her, wasn't an ending. It was the moment the world finally saw the truth they had been hiding all along. And the fandom? They're simply waiting for the next chapter. After the night the fandom broke, after the confession that slipped through the silence, the world expected Faye and Yoko to retreat again. To disappear behind the familiar walls of their agencies. To pretend nothing happened. But instead, something unexpected occurred. For the first time in months, the two of them stopped hiding. It happened quietly, almost too quietly to be real. A fan spotted Faye entering a small counseling and wellness center just outside the city. It was a place known for privacy and recovery, somewhere celebrities often visited when they needed grounding. An hour later, another fan noticed Yoko stepping inside through the back entrance. The post went viral immediately. People speculated endlessly. Were they attending therapy separately? Or together? Was this closure? Reconciliation? Or just coincidence? Nothing was confirmed until the receptionist, unaware of the storm she was about to cause, mentioned to a friend in a private chat that two artists had requested a joint session. The screenshot leaked within minutes. The internet exploded. Suddenly, fans realized this wasn't a story of two people falling apart. This was two people trying to rebuild something fragile and deeply meaningful. But the healing wasn't easy. A few days later, Faye performed at a charity gala, where she looked stunning, confident, and focused. But during one of her songs, fans caught a moment of vulnerability. Her voice cracked on a line known to be personal. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and continued. That tiny moment spread online instantly. Fans noticed her hand trembling slightly as she held the microphone. They knew the emotional weight she was carrying. Backstage, Faye sat alone in her dressing room, staring at her phone. There was a message from Yoko. Not long or dramatic. Just one sentence: "You don't have to carry everything by yourself." Faye read it 3 times before replying with a simple, "I'm trying." Meanwhile, Yoko was dealing with her own storm. A controversial rumor surfaced claiming she had been the one to initiate the breakup months ago. Fans quickly divided. Some defended her. Some accused her of hurting Faye. The online tension became so intense that Yoko's agency finally stepped in, releasing a short statement denying the rumor. But the statement didn't include the usual phrases about privacy or professionalism. Instead, it ended with something completely unexpected. Yoko has never stopped caring about the people important to her. Fans dissected every word, noticing the intentional softness of the message. It echoed the tone of someone trying to protect something delicate. Then came the moment that confirmed everything wasn't just speculation. A fan account posted photos of Faye and Yoko together at a small tea house known for its no-camera policy. They were sitting close, not touching, but leaning in like two people who had finally put their walls down. Faye was smiling softly. Yoko looked calm, relaxed, almost peaceful in a way fans hadn't seen in months. The photo wasn't perfectly clear, but it didn't matter. It was enough to shake the internet all over again. Their teams acted quickly, removing the post from several platforms, but it was too late. The fandom had already seen it, and they refused to let it go. A journalist asked Faye about the photo during a promotional interview. Her team tried to stop the question, but it slipped through anyway. Faye paused, looked directly at the camera, and said, "Sometimes people from your past are not meant to stay in the past." It was subtle, but powerful. The interviewer didn't dare push further. That one sentence was enough. Later that night, Yoko attended a private gathering with close friends. A short clip leaked showing her laughing, looking lighter than she had in months. In the background, someone asked her if she felt better after seeing Faye again. Yoko didn't answer with words. She just smiled, lowered her gaze, and nodded slightly. The fandom analyzed that tiny nod like it was a coded message from the universe. But the real turning point happened when a popular entertainment insider posted a cryptic hint on their page. A reconciliation trip is happening. Quiet, personal, far from cameras. People speculated wildly. Some believed Faye and Yoko had planned a short retreat. Others thought it was just a rumor. But then, photos surfaced of Faye at the airport wearing a simple black cap. No makeup, no entourage, no stylists. A few hours later, Yoko was spotted at the same airport, using a different entrance, trying to go unnoticed. They didn't fly together, but fans noticed their flights were headed to the same city. A peaceful coastal town known for its privacy and calm beaches. The same place they once visited early in their relationship before everything became complicated. 4 days, there were no updates, no photos, no leaks, just silence. The kind of silence that felt important. The kind of silence that suggested they were taking time to confront everything they'd run from. When they finally returned, both of them looked different. Softer, grounded, at peace. Faye wore a small bracelet fans had seen before in old photos. Yoko carried a book that Faye once recommended in an interview. Small details, quiet signals, proof that something had shifted. A week later, Yoko posted a single line on her social media. "Some people are worth coming back for." The fandom erupted. Then Faye posted her own message minutes later. "Some stories don't end. They continue differently." Neither of them tagged the other. Neither posted a photo. But they didn't have to. The words were enough. The meaning was unmistakable. And slowly, the world began to realize this wasn't about a dramatic reunion. This wasn't about fan service or publicity. This was about two people trying to heal something broken. Two people who still mattered deeply to each other. Two people choosing honesty over silence, connection over distance, courage over fear. The story doesn't end here. Not when so much remains unspoken. Not when their bond is still unfolding in quiet glances, soft words, and intentional steps forward. What happens next will depend on them. But one thing is clear. The night Faye confessed she waited, and the night Yoko whispered she still missed her, was only the beginning of their second chapter.